Hey guys, welcome back to Vinceville Custom. So today we're going to do a review on this Black Widow garage kit. I just pulled this out of the box and we're going to start prepping this up. We got a little bit of break in the weather, so I figured it would be a good time to kind of go over it. I don't know who sculpted this item, but it was produced by Resinating N Resin, and that's the only information I really have on it. So if any of you guys know this kit or know who sculpted it, let me know in the description or in the comments, and I'll kind of add it in the description. But I have seen it in the wild in the past. I've had people in the past ask me to paint up theirs, but nobody ever really pulled the trigger, so I don't know what happened with those people that never followed up. So somebody that I'm doing couple projects for, this is one of the projects he wanted done. So I figured let's get this out of the box now and start prepping it up, just like sort of like a side thing while I'm doing other stuff. So kind of go over it all. I guess it's a 1/4 scale, but it feels a little bit larger than 1/4. It almost feels like a 1/3, I would think. I mean, she's large. I mean, that's definitely bigger than a 1/4 from like Sideshow, so, or maybe close to it. So maybe just a little bit larger. But it's a really cool statue. It's got a really nice sculpt. She does have these bullets around her like so. Her arms do go like this. They kind of, one goes there and the other one goes over there, and she holds up these two guns. And then she does have a nice base with a shield symbol on it. So, but as far as casting wise, it might be hard to see in my camera with the lights, only because whoever casted this up didn't put any like black or green dye into it to kind of just give it like that grayness casting look. So it's pure just casted up, and but that's not a problem. It's just that it's kind of harder to see with being pure white. So as far as casting wise so far, the bottom's just got to be sanded down. Usually if they put a dye in there, and then if you see all like kind of like spidering between like dark resin and lighter resin with gray, you could tell that maybe the resin wasn't mixed correctly. That's only reason why I like a couple of gray drops of dye into your resin, so it gives you a better idea if it's mixed up pretty good. As far as the legs go, really no major seam lines or anything. There is a couple seam lines, but nothing major. Nothing that can't really be fixed up with some putty work. Not really seeing anything that's bad. So those look pretty good. As far as the face goes, we're looking good there. Her hair's got a kind of a cool style. There is some flashing up around here, around this part of the hair. Not a big deal. So it definitely was two-part mold, so, or at least, yeah, definitely a two-part mold. So we got the seam line going all the way around here and down around there, and then also around here. So one of the things too I talked about with the client is we're going to add the Black Widow symbol right here. She doesn't have it on there, so we have to kind of add that. Now this is one of the tricky pieces, because she has her you know, belt piece of bolts that kind of come around here. It's one of these things where you got to kind of paint her up and design this before you paint it up and have this attached at the end. So that's the only thing that I think is going to be really tricky about this kit, is because you can't really, I mean, you could attach this and then try to paint in between it, but it's easier just to kind of paint it and then attach it. There's a couple bubbling here and there. Looks like there's some little bit of flashing around this part here. Now you can see there's a grayness here with the bullets, so I think what they did is they might have poured in some resin here and here first, just to get in between these areas, and then pour in the white resin around it, because it was probably hard to get in there and have air bubbles and stuff. So I'm thinking that's what they might have done with that. I've seen that in the past too. But other than that, not major issues. Nothing really serious. Hands look like they came out pretty well. A little bit of a seam line flashing is from there, but nothing serious. Arms look pretty good too. And the guns look pretty decent as well. The only thing I don't know about the guns is we have a lot of these extra pieces off of here. So I'm not really sure if like they kind of go on like that. You know, one goes there and one goes there. And then I think maybe this piece kind of goes like that or something. I'm thinking. I don't know. The only problem is if this isn't lined up correctly, I might have to kind of redo this with a metal rod, but we'll see. But other than that, it looks pretty good. We got a lot of bubbling though back in here on this piece. So they kind of fixed it in with some A's, but there is a lot more bubbling going on. So what I usually do is, if I have a tool, what I'll do is I'll kind of like start hitting this and like get all these bubbles kind of like popped, because it's kind of like they're just like at that very thin layer of resin there. And if you don't like do that, like when you go to work and paint it, it'll probably like pop out at you with some of the stuff. So it's better just to kind of get all that done and put some putty on there and fix it. I don't think this gun has any of those issues. No, I don't see it. So that looks pretty good. So other than that, it's a pretty good kit. It should go fairly fast. I mean, it's Black Widow. She's just a black outfit, skin tones, red hair, and guns and a base. So, I mean, I think the hardest parts is going to be the flashing, the bullets, and if you don't, it's the seaming of these legs and the arms, because they cut it off here at the arms and cut it off here. So there's really no, like, design of the outfit that would make it look okay to keep a seam there. So you're going to have to definitely seam up these pieces like so. Now this piece doesn't go because we have a lot of resin that's in here, so it can't really fit in there. I have to Dremel it out. But other than that, I mean, it's a really cool kit. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's fairly simple. Just a quick review. It should go fairly fast. I think, you know, maybe like today I could kind of do some washing, get it all cleaned up, and then tomorrow maybe you start doing the priming. And then whenever I have extra A's or putty work, I could kind of start seaming everything up and get stuff attached. I will definitely put a rod in probably this foot here, and then maybe throw a magnet in this foot over in here, just so she stays in the base a little bit better. Because even though they give you a key, I still never trust keys like this, because it can pretty much, you know, it fits in there pretty well, but still you get that little wobbliness, as you can see. So you're better off having some kind of a rod in there. So I'll definitely kind of rework that out on my end. But I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to go online. I'll find a couple pictures of the original sculpt so I know how this gun works. And then it's pretty much just putting it together and painting it up. So hopefully it should be done in a short amount of time. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.